Welcome to the Herbman T podcast, where I am your host, Herbman T, and today's topic is going to be about the toxicity of licorice root, or the herb licorice. Let's get into it, but first, I felt like I was clipping. Was I clipping? I came in hot. Hopefully I didn't clip. Hopefully, just this volume real quick. All right, so the article reads, Glycyrrhiza glabra, toxicological effects. So Glycyrrhiza glabra is the botanical name for licorice. Some studies have shown the toxicity of licorice depending upon the dosage and duration. The root of Glycyrrhiza glabra plant is used to derive the licorice, which has a mineralocorticoid-like action and contains the herbal component glycyrrhizic acid. Chronic licorice consumption causes a condition comparable to primary hyperaldosteronism. Primary hyperaldosteronism, also known as Cohen's syndrome, is an issue within your adrenal glands causing them to release too much aldosterone. Aldosterone is a hormone that helps regulate your blood pressure by controlling the levels of potassium and sodium in your blood. Excessive licorice consumption can lead to hypermineralocorticoidism, a condition marked by salt retention, hypokalemia, hypertension, metabolic alkalosis, hypoaldosteronism, and low renin activity. So basically, chronic usage of licorice root does something to your blood pressure. It affects it in a negative way. So I'm going to go more into detail about each one of these conditions. Chronic licorice consumption can cause hypermineralocorticoidism, which means too many mineralocorticoids like aldosterone are present, causing sodium/water retention, low potassium, high blood pressure with low renin, often seen in primary aldosteronism from adrenal tumors or hyperplasia, but also rare genetic conditions like Little's syndrome or from licorice ingestion. Yeah, Little's is spelled with two D's and not two L's. Chronic licorice consumption can cause hypokalemia, means low blood potassium levels. Your blood needs potassium to function correctly. It gets potassium through the food you eat. Hypokalemia is often caused by an excessive loss of potassium in your digestive tract due to vomiting, diarrhea, or laxative use, or in this case, chronic use of licorice. Chronic licorice consumption can cause hypertension or high blood pressure. It's a common condition that affects the body's arteries. If you have a high blood pressure, the force of the blood pushing against the artery walls is consistently too high. The heart has to work harder to pump the blood. There are herbs that can be used to help lower blood pressure. You know, let's say, for instance, you don't want to use licorice root for your adrenal glands because your adrenal glands affect blood pressure in some way, and so does your kidney. So you can take herbs to promote your adrenal glands function, and they typically have an adaptogen action. I'll talk more about adrenal glands on the back end and herbs that can help with that, as well as herbs that can benefit your kidneys as well. Chronic licorice consumption can cause metabolic alkalosis. It's an imbalance in your body's acid-base balance. It occurs when your blood is too alkaline or too basic. You don't want to be basic, right? No one wants basic blood. Nah, I want basic. I want to be base, okay? Due to digestive or kidney issues, alkaline is the opposite of acidic. Your blood's acid-base balance is critical to your well-being. When the balance is off, even by a small amount, it can make you sick. Symptoms can be mild or severe and include muscle cramps, confusion, and irregular heartbeat. So affecting the muscles in some way, affecting your neurological system in some way, and also affecting your cardiovascular system in some way, or some can call it a circulatory system. Chronic licorice consumption can cause hypoaldosteronism, is a condition marked by insufficient aldosterone production or release from in the adrenal cortex. Chronic licorice consumption can cause low renin activity, means low levels of the renin enzyme. Renin is an enzyme that helps control your blood pressure and maintain healthy levels of sodium and potassium in your body, made by special cells in your kidneys. Renin is released into your bloodstream when your blood pressure drops too low. So adrenal glands and kidneys affect blood pressure in some way. If you want to work on correcting your blood pressure, it's best to work on both kidneys and adrenals at the same time. In this case, chronic licorice consumption causes a condition comparable to, well, this is a recap. Chronic licorice consumption causes a condition comparable to primary hyperaldosteronism. Excessive licorice consumption can lead to hypermineralocorticoidism, a condition marked by salt retention, hypokalemia, hypertension, metabolic alkalosis, hypoaldosteronism, and low renin activity. Again, recap. Licorice root, chronic usage of licorice root, whether it be too high of a dosage for too long period of time, too high of a dosage, short period of time, I don't really see low dosage. Low dosage, long period of time, any type of excessive use according to your body and how it functions can lead to a disruption in blood pressure in some way, whether it affects salt retention, whether it affects potassium levels, etc. But low renin activity affects kidney function. If your adrenal glands become weak, soon your kidneys, and vice versa. So adrenal glands become weak, kidneys can follow. I wrote something down. That way I can cover a vast majority of topics and be nice and succinct. Have a nice flow going on. So let me start this over. Low renin activity affects kidney function. If your adrenal glands become weak, soon your kidneys, and vice versa. That's why when wanting to heal, you should work on them both. There are tons of herbs to consider when promoting kidney and adrenal gland health, but remember, holistic is the main approach. This approach includes food, herbs, and making lifestyle changes, meaning more rest, exercise, and relaxation. When considering using herbs, a start would be herbs that have an adaptogen and or diuretic action. However, your kidneys are a part of your urinary system and your adrenal glands are a part of your endocrine system. So adaptogens help your body adapt to stress in some way. Diuretics help to promote urination in some way, whether it be increasing the production of urine or stimulating the kidneys to cause your body to release urine. You'd want herbs that promote the entire system that they are a part of to boost confidence on correcting the individual organ's issue. So adrenal glands are part of your endocrine system. The endocrine system includes the pituitary gland, your hypothalamus gland, and some people would argue about hypothalamus gland, your thyroid, parathyroid, and many more. And then your urinary system includes, of course, the kidneys, the bladder, urethra. I was going to say reproductive organs, but no, that's the reproductive system. All right. To take it a step further, these organs need nutrition coming from the digestive system, blood coming from your circulatory system, oxygen coming from the respiratory system, electricity coming from the nervous system, and waste removed by your lymphatic, digestive, respiratory, and integumentary system, or a fancy way of saying skin. So there is no getting away from the holistic approach, which comes close to giving you the best chance on correcting the individual organ's issue. Food such as fruits, berries, and melons should be at the top of the list unless you're in a very critical condition. Maybe vegetables might be best for you, because when you start to promote the elimination of waste, because that's what fruits, berries, and melons can do, you can cause more harm than good. So just be mindful of that, because you're putting a lot of water, because I'm really talking about the watery fruits that contain some type of astringency content to them. You don't want to in some cases, you don't want to fill the body up with water, giving the body more to do when it's already backed up. You don't want to cause the body to be backed up first. You want to work on eliminating waste first, eliminating excess fluid first before you start to put more fluid in. So what I mean by that is you don't want to load your body up on a bunch of watery fruits or astringent foods to help avoid a further backup. Think of like a water line or a hose. You clamp the hose. Right now, most people hoses are clamped, and then that water starts to build up behind it. You got to start to release that clamp, and depending on how severe the situation is, will determine based on exactly how much fruit you consume, what type of herbs you consume, etc. So each individual is different in that sense, but generally speaking, you want to work on the body as a whole to promote elimination, to promote the removal of waste. That way the body, and then while you're promoting the removal of waste, You want to feed the body the energy it needs to strengthen and build its own cells. So I'll just reread where I left off. Food such as fruits, berries, and melons should be at the top of the list. And then herbs. So I'm about to get into some herbs you can consider to promote adrenal and kidney function, as well as other areas. So herbs such as chamomile flowers, dandelion, and or slippery elm bark for digestion. So chamomile has a bitter action and a carminative action. Dandelion has bitter and a diuretic action, and slippery elm bark has more of a demulcent or can reduce inflammation. Let's see what time we're on. Okay. Pretty good time. So Siberian ginseng, rhodiola root, and or oat straw for endocrine function. So Siberian ginseng can increase endocrine function as a whole, so can potentially boost pituitary gland function, adrenal gland function, thyroid function. Rhodiola root is more so can help to increase your adrenal glands function. Oat straw can help to calm the mood or stabilize emotions. Dandelion, couch grass, and or cordyceps for urinary function. Cordyceps mushroom is considered to be a kidney tonic. Couch grass is considered to be antilytic, so it can be used to help get rid of kidney stones or maybe dissolve kidney stones. And dandelion has a diuretic action. I'm not sure exactly if it can be used to promote the production of urine or promote the elimination of it. Cordyceps, hawthorn, and or ginkgo leaf for the blood. So cordyceps is also considered to be a blood tonic, maybe because it promotes it helps to strengthen the kidneys, and the kidneys somewhat filters your blood and cleanses the blood. Hawthorn can be used, it's considered to be a blood tonic, or a heart tonic can be used to help strengthen your heart as well as lower blood pressure. And ginkgo leaf can be used to promote circulation all throughout the body, so pushing blood into areas that your body needs it the most in order to get the proper nutrition in those areas. Red clover, cleavers, and or calendula for lymph. So all these herbs can be used to help promote the movement of lymph. Skullcap, St. John's wort, and or gotukola for the nerves. So skullcap and St. John's wort can be considered a tropho-restorative. So if your nerves are overactive, it can be used to bring them down. If they're underactive, it can be used to lift them up. Gotukola is a great systemic anti-inflammatory and also helps to promote your nervous system in some way. You support your nervous system in some way. Gotukola, horsetail, and sarsaparilla root, like I said before. Gotukola is a systemic anti-inflammatory, so it can be used to reduce inflammation all throughout the body, including on the skin. Horsetail has diuretic actions, but is also considered to be is also considered to strengthen hair, nails, as well as skin. And sarsaparilla root can be used to help reduce inflammation on the skin. Interesting thing about sarsaparilla is that it was used to make root beer, or you notice a root beery taste if you were to consume it. Mullein leaf, sesandra berry, and lobelia for the lungs. And mullein leaf is like a neutral plant, so no matter what condition you have of the lungs, you can use mullein leaf. Sesandra berry more so focuses on your adrenal glands, but I have read and have considered using it for spasmodic conditions of asthma. I have considered using it for asthma, or seeing a lot of well-known herbalists using it for asthma. And lobelia, I got to get back with you on lobelia. I forget exactly what. Well, I got to wrap this up. All these plants I suggest looking into for lifestyle changes. I suggest walking, massages, dry brushing, deep breathing, and resting more, because there is no substitution for rest. Make sure you get your sleep in, okay? Rest is very important. That's when the body heals, okay? But thanks for watching today's episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.